Like and subscribe right now or Dream will quit YouTube and never upload again.
Hello everyone. Usually what I do in these like analysis is I just like talk about like my thought process, their thought process, things that happened, how things happened, why things happened, that type of thing. And then also just like talking about things people are like, oh my god, this is fake for certain reasons. So I always, every time there's like a couple things and it's like, okay, let's talk about it. It's fun. I like it. We got some classic tunes here. What if I didn't want to go this way? Trance music for racing game. I tried purposely this time to use a lot of the old-timey music and the songs that kind of made Manhunt, helped make Manhunt what it is, just because I was like, kind of nostalgic. It's like the last one. So it'd be cool to do that. It's like I was like, I couldn't find a good starting song, and then I was with George on a call, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use. He started laughing, and I was like, all right. And I threw it in there, and I was like, does it fit? It did. Obviously, I was sitting here. The reason I towered up high is I was looking to see if there's anything. I was trying to. Right at this point, I was like, all right, maybe I can somehow. I didn't have many blocks. I thought I was kind of screwed. But I did think like maybe there's something I can try and go towards. Like if I saw like, as an example, like even just like this cave is useful. There's there's water over here. There's like something in the distance over there. It looks like a tree. There's like mountains. Also, maybe there was something I would see. That'd be useful. That's why I was towering up and going in F5 mode and looking. But I didn't really see anything. I didn't gain much information. I just looked around. I was like, yep, it's a desert. I didn't have anything. I was just like, all right, I can maybe get down, I think I was thinking. And so I decided to break all the way down here. And I was just trying to decide maybe I could grab their furnace. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know what they're cooking or if they had any. I don't even remember if they had started cooking yet. But I wasn't sure. So I was kind of sitting here like, do I go down? Do I not? Am I at this point in Manhunts? Like obviously we record a bunch. So like, 9 out of 10 times in the beginning or more in this instance, I would just be dead. Like a lot of times in a Manhunt at the very beginning, you'll just have nothing. Like if you have nothing and you go to a desert and you have no trees or anything, like you're just dead. Like there's nothing you can do. So I was kind of sitting here like, all right, I'm just gonna die here. Like this is definitely the end. And then they come with full diamond. Well, it's not full diamond, but I think Anne has a chest plate. Also, has a chest plate and leggings. All right, I'm about to give away something that I've never said before. That now that Manhunt's over, this is an interesting tidbit. This will pull back the curtains a little bit. But that audio you're hearing, that's not from this Manhunt. That audio that you're hearing right now, where I'm going, what? That's from the first time that they ever did the diamond trick to me. And that has happened in a lot of the Manhunts. Your ears deceive you, okay? Where you'll hear something happening, and I'm playing audio from an old recording or from a different recording that happened that we didn't end up using or whatever that I save. Because otherwise our reactions are not good all the time throughout every Manhunt ever. They're just not perfect. They're not good. Like you get a clutch where I'll do a clutch and they've already seen me do that clutch. And then I'll throw their reaction from the first time they saw me do that clutch that no one saw. But now I'm using that reaction because it's the best reaction where they're yelling and screaming and saying, oh my God. Sometimes that's not the case. Other times it is. So it's just edited in. Like, so in this case, like me saying like their reactions are their reactions, but my reaction was not that. It's like, I think, I don't know where it exactly cuts in, but it cuts back to my natural reaction. But otherwise it'd just be like, oh God, why are you doing this again? And then to the viewer, it's dumb because to the viewer, it's like, whoa, we haven't seen this before. How are you saying you did this again? They've never done this. So it's a little bit of movie magic there. So in some cases, like I remember the lava boat trick. That was the first time I'd done that. But for a lot of other like traps or tricks or things like that, or where I do something, it's not the first time I've done it or the first time I've done something like that. And so it might not be their first time seeing it. So maybe they all say something like, oh, he's doing this thing again, where it's like, that's the first time I've done this in a video. So that doesn't make sense. And so there'll be overlaid audio of them saying whatever their reaction was the first time. So what happens here is sapnap says, all right, guys, I'm not going to jump down. It's hard to, after watching, I'm like, okay, it's kind of hard to tell what's happening here because of the audio and the music. But this is what happens. Sapnap's like, all right, guys, I'm not going to jump down and fight him. Otherwise I might fall, die, lose my diamond armor, and he somehow wins. Or let's say he falls on a cactus and his diamond armor just like breaks. dies to the cactus. He loses all his stuff. Like he could just somehow he could screw himself by dying. So he says, guys, I'm not gonna jump and fight him unless you guys flood the bottom with water. Now that sounds dumb because I have full. I mean I don't have any way down. If you place water at the bottom, then I could just jump down. But I have no sprint, and he knows I have no sprint. So if I jump down into water that's flooding the bottom, I'm screwed. They all have diamond armor. They just kill me. I can't even run away, and I'll be like waddling in water, like I'm like a literal duck. So obviously he knows. Okay, if we flood the bottom, then it's screwy. So he tells them flood the bottom. They don't have 2 buckets. Well, they have 2 buckets, but they don't have 2 water buckets. And so Sam has a bucket, and I think Ant has an empty bucket, and Sam has an extra non-water bucket. And so Sam says, okay, here, take my bucket, George. George and Ant both go to run to that water over there to fill up their water. And then Sam is breaking a block, I think like here or something. I'll show it. But I think he's breaking a block here to build a 2x2 to make an infinite water source, which you need 2 blocks for. And when he breaks it, I'll show you, this whole thing like collapses on him. And it just happened like literally right when Sapnap drops his bucket. This happens. And so Sam's like falling into a cave because of collapsed sand. Ant and George are over going to get water. And the reason Sapnap dropped his bucket was because he went, oh, you need an extra water bucket to flood the bottom. Here, just take my bucket. You'll have 2. You can flood the bottom with 2 buckets. I see that he throws it, and I just realized, I'm like, oh shit, this is my only hope. So I walk off. But look at this. You see this entire like cave ravine that wasn't here before? This was not here before, but now it's all there. Sam fell into it when making the thing. Like, watch, look, it's not there. This whole thing here is not here. And this is sometimes the luck you need in a manhunt in order to survive. Sometimes you need a cave that's hidden below that when you break sand makes the hunters fall into it to give you time to eat some fish. But so it's not there. He's breaking like a 2x2. And Sam reacts and he falls into this like giant pit that opened up because the sand all fell as he broke it. And then obviously I get the bucket. I knew that they were cooking something in the furnace, so I checked it. I saw there was fish. I grabbed it. I didn't bother grabbing the uncooked fish. So I go. So here I saw the temple, and I've had like a plan for a long time before to try and use a temple in some way for like a trap or to kill them or something. But I would rarely see temples. And then even when I did see, I'd rarely see temples. But even when I did see temples, it wasn't like a situation where I could kill them. Usually I was going to the stronghold or I was like swimming away from them or something. So there wasn't really like anything I could do. But in this case, I was like, I don't actually need to trap them and kill them. I just need like time. I need time to. So I decided, I'll go into it. I have my bucket, so I know I can do the bucket glitch. I swim in. I'm just hoping I was hoping this guy wouldn't like kill me because they do a lot of damage. But I go in. I spam my bucket for like air. I eat, and then like Sapnap goes on like this epic speech. I think he's like trying. I think he didn't because he dropped the bucket before and he felt kind of like responsible for it. He was like, all right. And he's like made this like epic speech. He's like, guys, every time we get to this point, we're like, we have a big advantage. Dream does something stupid. He runs into a cave and we decide, oh, let's just get iron now because he's in the cave, or let's just not follow him because, he's in this like random location. And then he's like, guys, we have full diamond. Like he's down there. He's going to like find some way to dig underground or get away and, like meme us. So we need to go. And then, so they end up coming in because of that. I saw all their names in and I was like, I can meme them. I can like just block off the entrance. I don't think there's a second like door. So I block it off. Hay bales like are really quick to break, but underwater they're slow to break. And when you have mining fatigue 3, they're like impossible to break. So here I find a slime, and so I realized that. So I don't know if anyone knows how slime spawning works, but slimes only spawn in swamps and certain chunks that are called slime chunks. I don't know if they also spawn somewhere else, but I just know that they spawn in slime chunks. So when I killed this slime, I realized that this is a slime chunk. And I thought, oh, okay, there's a slime chunk here. And so I end up digging down below this to try and see if I can find a cave like around here, because there needs to be a big area for like slime to spawn. And so I end up digging down and just digging down. And then once I dig down, I end up hearing, I think, a slime jump. And so I mine towards it, and I find a cave. And there was slime in it, and there was creepers and skeletons. I think I don't remember. I'm pretty sure what happened was, though, this is what happened. I wanted to kill Sapnap. So I shoot George, and then I realize, oh, they're going to block, right now, they're going to block their shields because they realized that they realized that I shot George off, right? So I like scan to look for Sapnap, and I see him, and I realize, oh God, he's blocking his shield. Because I knew Sapnap, like, and it's dumb, but Sapnap is just the best out of them in PvP, and he had full diamond. And so I realized, like, oh God. So people pointed this out. I saw at least one person point out, like, oh, he didn't want to like knock them off. He should have just shot them off, because then he would have, like, but he didn't want to kill him because it'd be like a better video if they didn't die. That's not why. I shot George, and I realized as soon as I shot George, I was trying to be strategic about what I was doing, which maybe I should have just shot bad. But in terms of what I thought in my mind, I was like, okay, me killing bad isn't going to do much. I mean, it would do something, but me killing full diamond Sapnap is like a massive thing. And obviously, based on what happens after this, if Sapnap had not blocked his shield there as quickly as he had, and I had turned and shot him instead of shooting someone else, that could have just instantly saved the game, like for me, if I ended up losing because of him clutching. And so I built a flying machine here. Someone pointed out that I didn't have firework rockets, and I commented on Reddit that like my main plan here wasn't to go and get the elytra. My main thing was to go to the end island, and there's like a lot of stuff. Like I can get like tons of food there because there's the chorus fruit. I can get basically infinite food from getting the chorus fruit, and then also there's the diamond armor that you can get from it, and they all have diamond armor. And I thought, oh, I can get like the protection for diamond armor that they have in the towers. So my plan wasn't even really about getting the elytra. My plan was to get the tool, the armor, the food, everything that you can actually get when you get to the end city. That's unrelated to the elytra. The elytra was going to be a good plus, but because they already knew about the elytra because of the previous manhunt, it wasn't going to do me much favors. Like the only reason I'm even so hard last time is because they were on the edge and I was able to just punch them into the void, and that wasn't going to happen again. So I wasn't. I mean, I was going to get the elytra, but I wasn't going to grab the elytra. I was going for everything else. Obviously, they realized pretty quickly what I'm doing. Sapnap comes running around this pillar, like he's right there, and he sees obviously that it's going. And they told me afterwards that they had talked about before that like they like tried to strategize around like if I ever did this again, what would they do? And they couldn't really come up with anything. They just thought like, oh, like if we tried to build up and break the slime block. That was the only thing they talked about, was like if you could break the slime block, it would stop the machine. And so they thought about that, but they thought, oh, how would we break the slime block? There's not really a good way to break the slime block. So they didn't really have too much of a plan, but Sapnap knew that because they had strategized about it before. And so because Sapnap knew that you could just break the slime block, they ended up getting to this, obviously. And so he jumps, breaks the slime block, and that stops the machine. Sam tries to pearl. I see him miss. He died. I was like, oh, God, he died. He had tons of stuff. I jumped down. People got mad at me for not grabbing this chest plate. I had no time. I didn't want to get like knocked into the void. Like I'm standing here on the edge next to the void. So I'm quickly like, I'm looking at my inventory, like, what did he have? I was like scanning my inventory. I was like, okay, oh God, there's food on the ground. There's a chest plate. I'm like trying to grab the chest plate right now. And then I'm trying to see what I can drop. And then I didn't get it after dropping that furnace. And I was like, I hear somebody like towering up right here. Like I hear them placing dirt. And I was like, I just gotta go. I'm gonna get knocked in the void. So I just go up. So I drop stuff. I'm kind of slowly dropping it, trying to get their attention. I hear him saying he's throwing junk at us. And then he said an anvil. And then I do the TNT, and so I did it in like 3 different locations. I kind of scouted out. And so Sapnap hears TNT, block, and like looks up. And then he didn't see this TNT, but he saw the other TNT. So it's like, he just looked at like the most unfortunate moment, but it's like, as soon as he sees TNT, he like looks up and then he realizes, oh shit, the TNT was right there. Like, as soon as it was just, at that point it was too late. And I placed that TNT on like the back corner. I was like, all right, I can jump, slime block, go to the other location. Water bug clutch down here. That was just epic. That was just epic. This is a perfect way to end it. So here, I'm like waiting for George to come up. Now George, he's not the best with the shield. He's better than a couple of the hunters, but in terms of like shield combat, he's okay. He's decent, you know. But I was worried about getting knocked off, because if I tried to run down to him, he could knock me off. But then when he came up here, I was like, okay, I'm better than him at shield, so I know the timing better. And so I was being cocky. I was being overly confident, and I was like, I can hit him once, clear his shield, block his hit with my shield, and knock him off before he can get a hit on me. And so I'll angle myself to the point where he just 100% gets knocked off. And he barely got me, but. So here I decide, okay, I'm gonna run at him straight, so he doesn't have a good angle on me, and he can't hit my shield. I hit him, but that's what ended up getting messed up. And he hits me, and I end up falling off because my shield was on repair. It was a dumb play. It didn't work out how I thought it would, because he spammed and he played smart. But yeah, my ego did hurt me there. I guess it wasn't necessarily ego, but overconfidence there, because I thought, oh, okay, I can probably. My plan just didn't work. But and then here I was thinking, like, at first I thought, oh, I can just. When I was swimming up, I wasn't that worried. Like, I fell down here and I was like, oh, I can place water on the tower like above me and just swim up to it. And then as soon as I exited the water, I was like, oh shit, I'm too low. And so I opened my inventory. I'm trying to figure out like what I can do based on what I have in my inventory. I'm just like looking. I'm like, oh, I have a punch bow. I have no arrows. I have no blocks. I have I don't have anything. So I'm kind of looking like, okay, can I like get over there? No, I can't get over there. Okay, what about from this water? No. What's my inventory? What do I have? I have dirt. No, I can't really place that anywhere. Can I reach over there? What if I place water? What if I place water over there? And then I was like, what if I like swim across and like fall and place water and then get back? Because I can't reach. I can't reach. And I was like, what if I just like jump across, place it, and come back? And I was like, no, I'll just die. And then I like turn over here to look and see, could I get to this block? Like, could I maybe jump to that block somehow? And then I see the stuff here. I was like, oh shit. And so I pull out the fishing rod, and then I thought it didn't reach. I was like, oh god, it doesn't reach. Because every time I was trying it, it wasn't reaching. I wasn't sure if I got it, but I checked and I did. That's the end. I just went and killed the dragon. Broke all the crystals. There was a couple of close calls with like me taking, fall damage or like MLG watering because the dragon needed me. But outside of that, that was the end. There was a funny moment there. Awesome Dude fell, and the reason George laughed is because they're like, how do we get him? He's like up in the air. And then Awesome Dude was like, what if we just run at the dragon? And then the dragon like shoots us up in the air. And I only didn't include it because it didn't fit the music. But he like did it, and like it almost worked. Like he like flew, like it like flung him up, and like he like flung right by me. It's like he like flung, and you just see him go like right by the edge there and fall to his death. And he was like so close to hitting me there, and then George was just laughing because he just fell to his death. But they were trying their best to like do everything they could to stop me. Wait, listen to Sapnap screaming no. So this is funny. Sapnap, as soon as they came back and they all had no armor and they were like trying to kill me, Sapnap just completely gave up. Like he's sitting there saying like, guys, there's literally no hope. Like he just has to fail an MLG water or we just lose. Like there's nothing we can do. We have no armor. There's no way to do anything. And then he's like, when he comes back at one point, he's like telling me, just put me out of my misery, Dream. Like just put me back out of my misery so I can just be running back again. Like I don't know where it was.
Just kill him. Dream, just put me out of my misery.
So someone just says there, Dream, just put me out of my misery. Put me out of my misery. But then anyway, once I killed them, like on the second to last time, like George and Sapnap like FaceTimed. It's like they just realized like the video's over. We have no armor. There's literally nothing we can do. There's like a little there's like one health bar left. He's already like there's nothing's gonna happen. And so they're on FaceTime. And so Sapnap's like dramatically like screaming at the FaceTime going, no, like it was being such an idiot. It's like I cut out part of it because he just sounded so ridiculous. Like I was like, sound out. That just makes people gonna be like, that's like dumb. But like if you just listen to him, you can like hear you can hear it like partly here. Just like listen to him.
5 hunters! No! 5! No! Let's go!
Now.
Let's go!
And then he's like, I cut out, the reason there's a cut right there, and usually there wouldn't be a cut, is that the next one was like so ludicrously ridiculous that like I asked him about it afterwards. I was like, when I was editing it, I was like, what were you doing? Like, why were you like screaming? And he's like, oh, I was like FaceTiming George and I was just like being over the top, like ridiculous. Like, cause we just were, he's like, he basically said like, I already knew we were screwed so long ago that it wasn't even like a new reaction. It was just like, we had already lost. Like we lost whenever we first came back and had no armor. Like the final time he did it, the one I cut out, it was like the most, I don't know, maybe I'll post it on Twitter or something, but it was so dumb. It was like, no, like he was like, it was ridiculous. But anyway, there you go. There's the whole analysis for the final Manhunt, the 5 Hunters grand finale. You know, it was a epic time. It was very fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun recording it. I had a lot of fun editing it. I had a lot of fun watching your guys' reaction to it. It was great. And yeah, there you go. There's my, I guess, analysis.